If you take nothing away from what I say, hear me loud and clear. Love is not hard, people are. I used to be married for 4 years, all together for about 11. Here are some things I learned from the dynamics of being in a long term relationship as well as dating for over a year. Specifically, when your values don't align, nothing you do is ever going to make the relationship feel or look better. You try to make somebody fit into the idea of them that you want them to fit into, or vice versa from them to you, and you end up with a failed situation. Marriage is about two individuals coming together. Something I learned when I got married, I also kind of knew, but also if I should ever get married again, I'm always going to keep this in mind. When you marry that person, you're committing to who they are right now at this very moment. And you want to consider that they will probably or they might never change in terms of their core values. However, the version of them that they are right now is going to change over the course of your marriage. I've also heard long-term married people say the same thing. You are committing to the versions of them that they will become. As long as it's not affecting you or your partnership or your household, and more importantly, your peace, let them figure out who they're going to be as a person. They are going to transcend. I am going to transcend. We have committed to do that together and support each other throughout that. If they want to join a band and it's not bothering the whatever you've put together in the household, let that person do it. Again, you don't have to take my advice. Again, I'm divorced and I'm admitting that I'm happily single where I'm at right now. But this is what I've learned and this is what I'm going to apply to myself. But take the overall idea that marriage is two individuals coming together. With that being said, happiness is self-owned. My partner is not necessarily responsible for my happiness, but they damn sure are not allowed to take away from it. You cannot force somebody to stay where they don't want to stay. Not through nurturing, not with smacks, not with food, not with love. You can be the best person to somebody, and if they don't want to stay, there's nothing you can do. Teamwork is a foundation. In a world of 50-50, everybody wants to talk about 50-50, but it's really 100-100. And my 100 looks different from your 100. I bring my strength, you bring your strength. That is what builds our foundation. Love is a choice, but it's not a constant feeling. You are always going to love this person if you truly, truly love them. However, I think the feeling of being in love or that passion, that emotion that comes with it fades sometimes. It moves, it shifts, and then you have to work towards it. And I think in my experience in marriage, and listen, 4 years is nothing to someone who's been married for 30. But in my experience in marriage, I would definitely say that feeling can come and go. I was with that person for 11 years. Throughout the duration that we were together, I was always ever with that person. So even though we weren't officially or legally married, that passion that you feel with that person comes and goes. And you really have to be willing to do the work to find out how to revisit that. It is more important to me to know that my partner is going to choose me every day over dealing with me every day. It's funny because I was dating a guy and I was getting to know him, and he asked me, do I feel like I need a man? And I said, no. And you could hear him audibly say, And not the as in like Eureka, you make a lot of sense. It was the I don't like that answer. The person I'm looking for would have said that they needed a partner. And he said, well, I want to be needed and I also want to need my partner. And I said, I understand what you mean. He explained himself a little bit more, and I understood it before he even explained himself. But for me, I want to be chosen. I want you to choose me every day, even when it's tough. I don't want you to need me. There are a lot of things we need in life that we probably don't actually want. You need to go to school, but you don't want to. You need to go to work, but so many people hate their jobs. I don't want to be a need that is not also a want. And if I had to choose one, I would choose being wanted over needed. Of course, you could say, well, a want can fade as well, but I want someone who will choose me every day, knowing that they can have someone else and I can have someone else, but we choose each other every time. That's what I mean. Never lose yourself. I think men and women do this, but specifically the women, we tend to get a little too comfortable in that happy weight that we gain, and it's way easier for men to lose the weight if they choose to than it is for women. Do not lose yourself. Looks only fade for those who stop caring. If you continue to curate yourself, you will age like fine wine, as they say. Sometimes it's hereditary, but you can also choose to continue to look good by taking care of yourself, by choosing nutritional meals, by keeping up with the beauty trends or keeping up with at least what looks good for your skin. Take certain supplements that's going to aid in the nourishment of your skin. That's collagen, that's chlorophyll, but I would say maybe spirulina. I don't know how to say that word, but y'all know what I mean. That has chloria in it. Collagen, fiber, all of that stuff is going to aid in how good you look when you get older. Y'all just be lazy. That's the truth of it. But SPIRUNLA, I think. But if you also want to get cosmetic procedures, I'm with that too. But never lose yourself. Just don't participate in trends that don't flatter you. Take care of yourself. It's easier for men to get back on track, but even for them, it slows down after a while. For women, it's harder for us after 30. So if you are in the after 30s group, you know I'm talking to you. It's harder for us to put on that happy weight and then decide we're going to lose it. It's harder for us when we have a baby and decide we're going to be different, we're going to be better. It's super hard to lose the weight. I had my son 4 years ago and I'm still not back at that weight. And I've been in the gym since he was maybe 6 months. It's hard. And it's also hard then becoming a single mom and life happens and work and blah, 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 blah. So what I'm saying is take care of yourself and make yourself a priority and keep yourself a priority. The right partner is not going to make you choose them over you, as long as you're not being selfish. To a degree, I think the word selfish is an overused word. And I think it's your life. You are supposed to be a little bit selfish. And obviously, there's balance. There's times where it's time for your partner to come in front of you. It's time for your kids to come in front of you. But you should also be a top priority. And the right partner will not make you choose between them or you. You both can be prioritized as long as you act on it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe and click the link below so that you can continue to see all of my new uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.